Ooh, this is gonna be a challenge. But you know we got this. Good morning, everybody. It's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. Today, we're in Mount Tabor, New Jersey. We've got a really tiny backyard that we're gonna make a huge change in. There's no easy word for this. Access stinks. It is super tight. No machines are coming through here. We're doing this all by hand. There used to be a deck that came all the way out to here. That's been removed to make room for this garden sanctuary that we're gonna be building here. Right now, the whole property kind of slopes away from the deck, so that's a challenge on top of the access. What we're going to do is install a pondless waterfall starting in that back corner, streaming around and ending up somewhere in here. There's gonna be a little gravel sitting area, a couple chairs, nice little fire pit, creating this really cool garden space back here. First challenge is the grade. So we're actually going to be building a wall, a stone wall along the fence, because we don't want to bring soil in and have it up against the fence. So that stone wall is going to provide us our structure back there all the way over to here and then underneath the deck so we contain this whole yard. Then we can go ahead and raise this grade up quite a bit. Over here, you're talking about a couple feet of soil. Over here, you're talking about a foot, maybe 14 inches. But that's all coming up so then we can create our berm for our new waterfall and stream system. A couple ancillary things. We've got some drainage that we're gonna be tying into our reservoir. That's gonna be a nice top off for a little bit of sustainability. We've got a tree right here, which means we've got roots right here. I'm sure that's gonna be challenging, especially because we have no machine. All we have are these. Show us what you got, Drew. How about it?
Come on, not this time. Not this time.
I'm gonna leave Drew, Anthony, Boley, and Wally here. They're gonna get this thing rocking. We'll check back with you guys in a little bit.
Progress has been made so far. May not look like a whole lot, but we've already moved about 4.5 yards of topsoil. Boley's got our retention wall all the way along the back here and along the fence. It's gonna hold all of our dirt for our waterfall from pushing against the fence. Either way, we built that. Oh man, someone's stuck in my tooth. Sorry about that. So what I've done here is dig the hole for our aqua blocks and our vault. And interestingly enough, it seems like I've come across an old walkway or an old drainage swath drainage of some sort. But all these rocks behind me, look at all these cobbles. Every time a shovel went in the ground, one of these was there. This is the corner of our workspace. We are gonna have our spillway starting right about here, and it's gonna swerve down into a pooling area right around here. So it's gonna stream around in front of the wheelbarrow and then go back into the basin there. Down here at the bottom, you can see we have got our aqua blocks installed. Inside the vault here, this is where we're gonna keep our pump. Right behind it is our 2-inch plumbing. Now we've got that already buried most of the way along the run of our waterfall and stream. Once we get the waterfall built, we're going to hook up our spillway in the top. Spillway kind of diffuses the water from coming out in a direct flow, gives it a more gentle appearance as it starts our waterfall. Within all of the soil that we've brought back here, we are going to carve in our waterfall and stream. This is going to be a nice little pooling area. It's going to continue meandering down through a little gentle stream, and then finally the bottom falls right about here, and then it's gonna disappear into the gravel bed below. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, girl on my shoulder, heart full of blues, I'm in the dirt, down in the dirt. So a lot of times we get asked, how do you guys form out or come up with the shape for the waterfalls and your streams that you create? And so basically what you see here is out of our soil, we've gone in and we've carved out multiple different tiers. Everything's been leveled and compacted, and the customer is looking for not so much of a rushing cascade sound, but more of a gentle babbling brook. So our shelves and each of our falls are gonna be only about 5 or 6 inches tall. You can see they're not very big, but that's gonna allow for a slower flow of water over a wider space, and that's gonna just meander around into a little pooling area here, down a small falls into another pooling area here, which then is our main stream, which comes back down into the basin. Hopefully that answered some questions you guys might have had, and stick around. So what we've got so far, we're starting to frame out our stream and waterfalls. Right now I'm standing on top of our aqua blocks. This is gonna be our final but very small waterfall right here into the bed of gravel that we'll have covering our aqua blocks. Working our way up through a series of small, gentle waterfalls. As I mentioned to you guys before, we're not looking for a loud crashing waterfall sound out of this feature. We just want a gentle, kind of babbling brook sound coming from this. So all of our waterfalls and spillways are going to be no more than just a couple of inches. Boley's got one of our main feature falls here. This is going to be probably the most viewed and most direct from inside the house and on the deck. So this one he's spending a lot of time picking out all the right rocks for this particular falls. Moving up, we've got another one kind of framed in here. This section in front of it's going to be a nice pooling area, have some gravel, have some plants. Up behind it, we're going to be working up towards the start of the waterfall. Most of our basin here is totally rocked in. We're gonna need to put rocks to cover the bib we've got over here and then over our aqua blocks at the bottom. We also are gonna bring in some plants to dress up our edges along the side here and along kind of in these little pockets that we've created in the front corner here. We're gonna put some aquatic plants just to kind of soften the edge up front. And if I didn't mention it before, we're also gonna be having a gravel patio that kind of wraps itself all the way around this front edge here. Fire pit's gonna be maybe somewhere right here. We've got lights inside this thing. I believe we've got a total of 8 lights. So at nighttime, she's gonna be able to sit on her deck, look out her windows, and enjoy this water feature any time of day. Ready to see your new water feature?
Can't wait.
All right.
This already looks awesome. Oh, this already makes a big difference. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. This is unbelievable. Since this was pretty much all covered in deck and I ran out of space for gardening, I always had the thought to reduce the deck and put like a shade garden in. But again, once I visited your Atlantis garden store on Route 10, I really got some really nice inspiration of what can be done. And so that really triggered the idea pretty recently, and then it just went from there. And talking to you, talking to Joanne, how a project would work, and the flexibility, the creativity. It's not just like a kit and you plug it in, it's done. But it really is customized to the space and the attention to detail. That was just wonderful, and how quickly you actually came to execute. So first of all, I can tell you, I have not used my backyard a single time last year. I did not set foot into this backyard a single day last year and the years before. I never used it. I was sitting on the porch and that was it. The combination of reducing the deck, having the gravel which allows the fire pit, and then this piece of nature, like really like a natural habitat in my backyard. I'm here every day. It completely changes. I'm using this. This is my external living space that I've never used. And the idea was to create a natural habitat, to attract birds, to plant native plants, and just really enjoy it. And It's better than I ever imagined. It looks like it has been here for a while. It didn't look new. It looked like it belongs here. It looks like, what else can you imagine? But it's part of the backyard. It's supposed to be here. I sent you pictures. I sent you photos of what I liked and what I didn't like. So I think you got a very good idea what I imagined, and then you pretty much completely exceeded what I ever imagined. I think this was pretty clear from the beginning. I didn't want to have a rumbling, big, sounding, booming waterfall. I wanted something that is more shallow. I love the creek part, the extension, water flowing and then curving. It still makes a lot of sound. And with the pump and the pump speed that I can control wirelessly, I can actually control the flow and the sound. Icon right there, you click it. That even shows the pump level right there. So it runs at 10. And you just go with your finger, slide it down. You can go from 10 like to 1. And you see immediately the sound goes down, the speed goes down. It's wirelessly connected to my home wireless system. I had a power outage a few days ago. After the power came back on, it immediately reconnected again. So it worked flawlessly and there was no interruption. You can set automation. You can actually turn the pump on. You can turn the pump off at night if you want. You can adjust the pump speed based on the time. So you can automate it like a home automated automation system for your lights. It's pretty much the same thing. Very intuitive. It's a perfect use of the space. The absolute perfect use of the space in the corner. I still have enough space for planting. I can put in annuals and can put in additional perennials. Allows me to garden. Watching the water feature doesn't get boring. There's always something new to discover. You look at different areas. Every little space looks a bit different. The eye is wandering around. You always see different things, and that's just fantastic. I could sit here and I don't need a TV anymore. I just sit here and watch.
We're talking about a space that's 13 feet wide and 24 feet long. This project was the perfect example of what you can do in a small space. You don't need to create a gigantic Niagara Falls in your backyard to make a big impact. The way this fits, where it's facing the viewing area, which is the deck and the fire pit area, flowing down those little 3 to 6 inch drops, those nice pooling areas, works beautifully in this backyard. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Drop me a comment down below. Tell me what you would have done differently, if anything. Hit that subscribe button. Come on back every Friday, 4 p.m. We've got beautiful water features and water feature builds for you. See you guys on the next one.